You're watching Retirement Talk with Eric Kearny, Southwest Florida's retirement television. He's an author, a radio host, a fiduciary, and Southwest Florida's premier investment advisor. Here is Senior Investment Advisor Eric Kearny.
Hello and welcome to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearny. I'm Wendy Falk and I'm here today with Eric Kearny, President and CEO of Retirement Wealth Advisors. How are you doing, Eric?
Great, Wendy.
Good. On today's show, we've got a fun show today. We're going to talk about corrections, recessions, and elections. You know, we all knew it would happen and it was just a matter of time. The 10-year bull market may be over. So could there be another correction underway, a slight recession, and how is the upcoming election going to affect Wall Street?
Yeah, that's a handful, right?
It is a handful, a mouthful and a handful. So today, how about we discuss ways in which people can maintain control of their retirement security?
Right.
First on the list, it's going to be a fun show. We've got lots to talk about. But when things change, and with all of these, the corrections, recessions, and elections, it might be a good time to reevaluate your current situation in retirement. So can you tell me what would be a good way for your clients to do that, and how could you help them with that?
Well, our group, our firm, reevaluates everything regularly. And we're talking, it depends on what the markets are doing, if they're in a lot of fluctuation, but we're checking everything on a weekly to a monthly basis. And I know that Donna, my financial planner, is updating everything on a monthly basis. So when we reach out to our clients, we send them videos and say, hey, you can go into your income plan and your financial plan. Everything's been updated. When things get tumultuous, people want to reevaluate their situation. They want to review everything. What's important to me now? And so now you have a lot of things going on this year that we've never had before. And so again, this could be one of the greatest resets for the next decade, but we've got to be prepared for it. There's no doubt that the markets have been all over the place and people are making irrational decisions. We still have an election coming up this year. And so there's a lot of things that we have to look at. And so when it comes to the elections, well, we got another issue there because, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but fiscal conservatism has never won any elections. So why not spend another $8 trillion, right? So we have all these different dichotomies coming in, all these different subjects, and they are going to affect our overall retirement. And so instead of looking at the world economy, instead of looking at the United States economy, let's just focus on our own economy. So what we're doing is, my whole financial planning department, we're focusing on one client. Let's worry about your economy, right? Let's reevaluate your situation and just work on yours, because that's all that really matters. And so by reevaluating everyone's situation, we're putting them in a good place, we're giving them options, and we know that they're going to be okay. So a lot of times people look at, oh, the world's falling apart, this is happening, this is happening. Again, I sound out that noise or void that noise, and I want quiet, and I want to know that I'm going to be okay with that client. And we're showing them how we're going to get through those difficult times. And that's what clients really want, because turn off the TV, don't listen to these people screaming at each other, don't watch social media, just care about your own situation and you're going to be just fine.
And Retirement Wealth Advisors, you put people through a process and there's planning, so you are proactive in their retirement plan. And so that brings us to the next one. Do you have accountability with your advisor? Is your advisor staying in touch with you? We've talked about throughout tumultuous times, a lot of advisors aren't staying in touch with their clients, and their clients are wondering, where is my advisor?
Right.
What do you say to clients about that?
I mean, this has been frustrating because we hear this from a lot of new clients that are calling us. I'm not being contacted. My advisor's not giving me any tools to let me know that I'm okay. And quite frankly, what a lot of people are ticked off about is these advisors haven't even been working in their offices for months. And we're not trying to be reckless, but we haven't missed one day in the office yet. We're being very careful. We're wiping down everything as we need to, but we're still servicing our clients. We have this awesome responsibility to manage our clients' financial lives. That's what we're doing. That's why people are calling us, because I don't have any updated ideas. I don't have any contingency plans. I don't have a what if scenario. I really don't know where I stand. That's what people are telling us when they're calling into us. And so what a lot of people are saying is that I have absolutely no direction. I don't know where I stand. So again, they want to reevaluate, but they're also questioning where they are right now. So I think that this is a great year because this could be a good opportunity for a lot of people to go through that reevaluation and really set yourself perfectly the first time and get it right.
Well, and when the market's volatile and we have all of these lifestyle changes and things that are going on, people want guidance.
Yeah.
And you have a great team that works with you. You've got Donna and Autumn and Joey and a huge back office that's there to assist you and to assist the clients along the way. Well, Eric, I think this might be a good time to talk about your website. It's erickearnyadvisor.com. You can get on the website. It's very informative and beautifully well done. I mean, it's been done recently.
Right.
You can download a couple of very, very great things that Eric himself has written, the portfolio recovery strategy, as well as the complete guide to income, retirement income. So these are great tools, and this one especially, when they come for their first visit with you, it's got a lot of things in here that would be very helpful for you to learn about your client when you visit with them the first time.
Absolutely.
Well, Eric, getting back to corrections, recessions, and elections, another thing that is important is what are your contingency plans?
Right.
I've heard you mention contingency plans a lot. Can you tell me about that?
So this is all about the what ifs, what happens. And a lot of times what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect the dots that a lot of clients aren't able to see just yet. So what we're doing is that there's some people that come in and say, Eric, I feel like I'm flying blind. We can't have that. We have to have a GPS system that we exactly know where we're going. And so what we're doing is that we're setting up a contingency plan for all the what ifs. I don't know exactly what that what if is going to be, but I do know that if it comes out of left field, I know that, okay, we've planned for something to happen. You know, it could be something as simple as your air conditioning in your house. Well, maybe it's not the air conditioning in your house that went. Maybe it's actually that you need a new roof repair or even a new roof. So the bottom line is that something will eventually happen to your home. We've got maintenance, we have healthcare issues, we have long-term care issues. We may have a sick parent, we may have a child that we have to take care of. Whatever that may be, there's going to be what ifs that come along. And more than likely, they come when we very least expect them, and we've got to be prepared for that. So what we're doing is that in that plan, Donna is writing in all these different contingency plans, alternative routes, different ways to get there. And so we're showing people that, hey, guess what? You know, we're setting you on a GPS, but we might be taking a little bit of a detour here, but we're going to get you back on track. That's what it's all about. So again, whenever we hit a hurdle, we're able to jump over it one way or another and keep on going. So the bottom line is that we have to get everyone from A to B, and we know that it's going to be difficult in between. But that's why we have to stay very proactive, not reactive to a situation. You know, we want to understand that, you know, long-term is really what we're concerned about. So the day-to-day operations, we just have to keep those running smoothly, and we're going to be just fine long-term.
And that's one of the many reasons that people come to you. You're proactive instead of reactive in their retirement planning. And that takes a lot of work and planning to do that. Well, Eric, I'd also like to talk about taking on less market risk.
Right.
What can you tell me about that?
So a lot of people come in and all of a sudden they've been very aggressive in their portfolios, but as they get older, we've talked about risk tolerance before, their risk tolerance changes. And there's a lot of advisors that will say, we're going to pull you completely out of the market and put you in something that has no market exposure. Well, the problem with that is that it cut off other opportunities that you may have, but more importantly, opportunities that you will need. And so there's a lot of times where people are trusting of people in our industry. They believe that we're all capable of doing the same, but I promise you, we're not. You know, we're working with a more affluent client, a very successful client, also sometimes a very demanding client, because they have been unsuccessful with working with other advisors in the past that they knew that they did not put them in the very best position. As a fiduciary and as an independent advisor, we work with more affluent clients and we're listening to them. We're putting them through the process and paying attention to what their needs are. There's a lot of times we get done at the end of a meeting and I'll say, okay, then let's help you work on your son's credit card debt. And he goes, yeah, that is an issue. How did you know about that? Well, you mentioned it 3 times. And we don't even realize the things that we mention in a meeting to our advisor. And so we are listening to everything. And then I'll say it at the end, tell me a little bit more about this debt. Well, he just got in over his head. He's a good kid. I want to help him out. And I didn't realize I brought it up so much, right?
Eric, can we hold that thought just
Sure.
1 second? I think it might be a good time to go to a break and open up the phone lines. And when we get back, we'll talk more about that, because I think it's really important what you're talking about with all the things that people might want to have in their plan.
Sounds
We're going to
good.
open up the phone lines. It's 1-800-779-1942. Want to take the first 10 callers who are really serious about their retirement. Eric, can you tell those first 10 callers what they'll receive when they call in?
Sure, Wendy. If you're interested in a second opinion, a portfolio recovery strategy, or a full-blown written comprehensive financial plan, be one of the next 10 callers who have saved at least $500,000 for retirement. And what this will consist of is simply taking the mystery out of financial planning by running all the reports for you. The fee reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe even a volatility analysis. Let's see where it takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. Let's get you reacquainted with your portfolio, and again, without any obligation. If you're interested in your very own income plan, we'll show you proven strategies and techniques to turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we're going to take all the guesswork out of financial planning, so give us a call today, 800-779-1942.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Retirement Talk with Eric Kearny.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal, so come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Eric and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Eric today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
Thanks for joining us again on Retirement Talk with Eric Kearny. Eric, we were talking before the break, and I kind of cut you off pretty quick. They were saying in my ear, we gotta go. We were talking about taking on less market risk, and you were telling a story about a husband and wife that wanted to help their son. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So the interesting thing about this is that when you sit down with a client, they're bringing up things that they don't even realize are an issue, a financial issue. And when we sit down with a married couple, I'm asking the husband a question, and then I turn to the wife, because if I don't do that, the wife will say, yeah, I just believe what he said. And the husband will do the same thing. Oh yeah, I believe what she said. But that's typically not how it is. And a lot of times we have to be a financial referee, but we're listening to what's important to them, because sometimes for the husband, things are important to him, and to the wife, things are important to her. So as the financial referee, what we're doing is trying to bring them together. And so they're like, oh, I like how we do that, because we're trying to meet both of their needs. But there's a lot of things that they come up and tell us about that they don't even think is an issue. So we bring them up and dig a little bit deeper. So again, we're digging deeper into these clients' lives. I want to know how they feel about money. I want to know how they feel about their future, and this is something that we take very seriously, and we want to make sure that they're going to be okay. More importantly, we want to show them that they're going to be okay.
Eric, tell me what kind of tools and products you can use to help people reduce their market risk.
So we use a lot of fixed income. There's a lot of fixed income with anemic yields right now, so you've got to be very careful about how conservative you get. Some people right now are very conservative. About 3 or 4 years ago, I sent out a video to all my current clients and I said, there's two trains coming together and it's going to be fixed income. If you don't get out of fixed income's way, it's going to harm you. So we had to become more equity driven. And I'll tell you, through this past year, my clients have realized, Eric, because you made me so equity driven 3 and 4 years ago, got me out of harm's way with fixed income, my portfolio has thrived. So this year, we've had the luxury of pulling back out of the market a little bit because in our financial plans, we are way ahead of where we're supposed to be. So we've got a lot of cushion in there where we have new clients that are coming in and they feel like they have a lot of catching up to do. You've got to be proactive every single year and building that asset allocation almost perfectly for that client. And so that's the whole thing. People wonder what we do on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you what, we rebuild those asset allocations. We forecast all these models. We are paying attention because even in a good year, next year may not be a good year, and we've got to be prepared for that.
Eric, you've been in this business for a long time. Can you tell our viewers how you got started, how you grew up, and pretty much, how you pretty much got started? What you did when you were a child? You said your dad had a print business.
Yeah, so both my parents were self-employed, and at 14 years old, I actually realized, I said, Mom, are we a family or are we a corporation? And we always laugh about that, but my dad did own a print shop, so I did a lot of homework in my dad's print shop growing up. My mom also owned 2 tax works offices and also was licensed as a financial advisor. But back then, you could buy a CD that was like 15 or 16%. So her job as an investment advisor really wasn't that busy. So the thing is that I learned at a very early age what fiscal responsibility was. And when you take a look at a country or even a city or a state, they have a budget. And what they're doing is they're always trying to manage and rebalance the budget, right? And then they have income coming in, and you've got to take your income, worry about your budget, see if there's anything ahead or if you're in a deficit. And so I learned very quickly how our family operated. My mom made money, my dad made money. Sometimes when my dad's print shop didn't make so much money, my mom's business loaned his business money, and the other way around. And I was like, who owes who this week, But we understood that they were raising a family, right? They had bills to pay and they were generating income from there. And my mom actually had to pay attention to a budget. So I learned at a very early age what financial planning was. And so again, I think we cared about our own family economy. And even though the rest of the country was going through different stages, our economy was always okay, but we had to manage that. So I really got interested in that, and I understand the process. And again, I'm a horrible electrician. I can't do body work on a car. There's a lot of plumbing, pretty bad at. But financial planning, I can take a look at a set of statements and I know right away what's going on with that within minutes. And I like to go through these with people because I really do think that we're very good at this. I think that this is how we've blown up in the past 4 and 5 years. And we've gotten very popular, but we've also have been very ethical. I don't care about being the cool shop on the corner. We want to be the most respectful to people and also the most credible, most importantly, the most ethical. And so we have a lot of people that are coming into us because they're putting all of their trust in with us. And this does take me back to when I was growing up with my parents because I saw all the hard work that they put into. I was there one day in the print shop, actually, when my father smashed his finger. And the thing was that his finger was bleeding so horribly that he grabbed a rag and he put duct tape around it. And I'm like, Dad, we have to go to the hospital. His answer was, I've got to finish this job. And I've never forgot about that ever since that day.
Wow, that's where you get your work ethic from.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, this would be a good time for us to open up the phone lines. The number is 1-800-779-1942. We'd like to take the first 10 callers who are very serious about their retirement. And Eric has a great offer for those first 10 callers. Can you tell them what that is, please?
Sure, Wendy. So we're going to take the next 10 callers who have saved at least $500,000 for retirement. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a written financial plan, we're going to do a personal financial blueprint, or we're going to give you a second opinion. We're going to run all the reports for you, the fee reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe a volatility analysis. Let's see where it takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. Let's get you reacquainted with your portfolio, and again, without any obligation. If you're interested in your very own income plan, we'll show you proven strategies and techniques to turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we're going to take all the guesswork out of financial planning. So again, give us a call, 1-800-779-1942.
We'll be right back with more corrections, recessions, and elections with Eric Kearny.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal. So come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Eric and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Eric today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
Welcome back to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearny. Before the break, Eric and we've been talking about corrections, recessions, and elections. And it's always important to maybe reevaluate and maybe make some changes when things come up in your plan. So something I like for you to explain this to our audience as well as myself, reassessing your withdrawal rate.
Right.
How do you do that? And is that always a good thing to do when you're reevaluating things?
I think so, because people have talked about a slight recession, a major recession, a correction in the market. When that happens, there's a lot of investors that get very jittery. For us, it's another day at the office because we've already planned for this. And the one thing is, you've got to remember that we've been through the tech bubble, 9/11, we've been through multiple pullbacks and corrections. 2008 was a very nasty year for a lot of people. All throughout those times, we've never had to turn off income for a client. I don't care what's happening around in the world, we still get our utility bill. We still have to pay for insurance. We still have to pay taxes. None of that turns off. And so the thing is that we've got to reassess our withdrawal rate and making sure that we still have enough. And so when we have clients that come in and say, I am afraid that I'm going to run out of money, I ask them, do you know what your withdrawal rate is? And a lot of times they say, I have no idea. When the thing is that's so upsetting is that a lot of these people that are coming in have not been educated by someone. They've been sold products, they've been sold investments, that's for sure, but they've been provided no real advice. And that's the upsetting thing to me about this industry is we've got to start educating these people more and more as we go forward.
I agree with that, Eric. Well, and that's an interesting point that you bring up. Sometimes your portfolio, your current advisor, you've kind of outgrown them with your portfolio. So how do you address that with a client? And probably when they're coming in to see you, there's a reason that they're sitting there talking with you. So how do you address that? And I know you probably just have to come right out and ask them if they're capable of leaving them or if they've outgrown their capabilities.
Right. So if they're coming into our conference room and we're starting the financial planning process, there already is reasonable doubt in their head that their advisor is capable of handling their needs. When I take a look at the non-existent plan, no lifestyle income plan, how are we going to pay for this? And I'm just looking at a pile of investments. I know that that client is not being served the way that they deserve to be. And so by starting at the process, people are saying, Eric, no one's asked me this. No one's done a financial plan for me. I've never had an income plan. I have no accountability to my current advisor. So we tell a lot of people, I'm sure that your portfolio has graduated from your advisor's capabilities hundreds of thousands of dollars ago. And so people are seeing where that's detrimental, not working with a full-blown financial planning firm. So I think that that's what we're offering people, and they find value in that.
We just talked a little bit ago with the economy, things change and people worry about, they listen to the media and they're worried about this and that. But what about just assessing your very own personal economy?
Right. So it's just like what I said earlier about my family growing up. My mom and dad were constantly reassessing their own economy. You know, like my older brother needed sneakers. I needed a baseball bat. You know, my older sister had dancing lessons. So it's all those things that we wanted to do. Those were all the fun things that we wanted to do. But we also had to pay our mortgage. We also had to eat. You know, we had to pay our taxes. So my mom and dad were constantly reassessing their own economy. And while their businesses were, some years they were doing good, some years they weren't, we had to consistently reassess their situation. That's what we're doing all the time behind the scenes. You know, we're always reassessing our clients' situations, and we're bringing them updated ideas, newer things that we can offer them. People want value now. They're paying fees, right? They're okay with paying fees, but what am I getting for that? And so a lot of times we're showing them where, hey, you can pay us a lower fee and actually get a financial plan and an income plan involved in there as well, and people are thrilled. So I think right now, more than ever, retirees are tired of their advisors who are not 100% focused on their goals and objectives. And that's what we're seeing in this kind of environment.
Eric, I totally agree with that. Well, I think this will be a good time and the last time that we're going to open up the phone lines. Don't hesitate to call and you will get through. We've been really busy with the phone.
Yep.
Eric would like to have the first 10 callers who are really serious about their retirement and you have a great offer for them. Eric, can you tell them what that is, please?
Sure. Give us a call. This is the last chance today. We're going to run all the reports for you, the fee reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe even a volatility analysis. Let's see where it takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. Let's get you reacquainted with your portfolio, and again, without any obligation. If you're interested in your very own income plan, we'll show you proven strategies and techniques to turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we're going to take all the guesswork out of financial planning. So give us a call, 1-800-779-1942. This is your last chance today.
And again, visit ericcarneyadvisor.com. And Eric has 4 offices located throughout Southwest Florida: Bonita Springs, Cape Coral, Punta Gorda, and Sarasota. It's very easy to come in, make an appointment anywhere close to your home. Eric and his team would love to sit down with you. Thank you so much for watching today. Remember, you only retire once. Let's get it right the first time. Have a great week and an even better retirement.